Hi, my name is Oris. I taught myself how to draw because I want to develop a game. Not much progress in the game development though, because I can't wrap my head around the subject of codes and programming. Well, not yet. So while I teach myself how to code, I thought I'd share with you what the 5 checkpoints are. Please know that everything I'm about to share with you are purely based on my experience. So what may be true for me may be different for you. But I hope you get something useful out of this. So here are the 5 checkpoints that made me realize, well, that I'm getting good. This is your first checkpoint. In this phase, you have zero knowledge of the fundamental concepts of drawing, such as forms, perspective, and so on, just like me back then. Back then, my only belief is that if I practiced regularly, I'd eventually get better at drawing. But I burned out and crashed many times before even noticing the slightest improvements. And now I see why. It's because my practice sessions didn't have a structure. I just randomly drew whatever I found interesting, thinking I'd get better. Don't get me wrong though, practicing will make you better. But I found that practicing with a clear plan and direction is the key. That's why I searched for multiple resources to guide me, and I progressed more in just a few months by following them than all those years that I practiced aimlessly.
God damn, that's beautiful. You're welcome, Canada.
Now, this checkpoint is the first real challenge that you will face. This is a really boring concept to study, but I cannot stress enough just how important it is. So try to think of it like this. Quirks are for heroes in MHA, mutagens are for witchers, and mushrooms are for the bros. You can only get better once you get this. Beginners often have this habit of getting lost in the details or outlines of the subject they're trying to draw. This is where understanding form and construction become essential. During this phase, you will gain the color of observation.
相手の気配をより強く感じる力。これが見聞色の覇気。
So study forms and construction now, and awaken your observation haki, then see how better your drawings will become afterwards. Once we get the hang of seeing the forms in our subject, our next step is to study their proportions. If we could master that, then we should be able to draw them without the need for a reference anymore, and we could draw them in any angle. I'm not on that level yet though, but here are tips I could share that helps me a lot in estimating the proportions of the subject I'm trying to draw. First, I place dot markers before I add any forms. This trick I learned from a combination of the lessons that I have studied from this book and this free course. These markers help me estimate how long or how wide I should draw my forms. Give it a try. If you could recommend a more efficient and noob-friendly method, let me know in the comments. Second, once those markers are set, I suggest you use a part of your subject as a measuring reference as you place your forms. Third, once those forms are laid out, observe the negative spaces. Notice the shapes formed around the empty spaces of the subject you're trying to draw. This will help you check which parts of your construction you need to revise. It doesn't have to be perfect though. As long as you're comfortable with the overall construction of the forms, then you should be able to comfortably add the line art and details now. Up until this point, we've only been seeing in 2 dimensions, up, down, left, and right. Learning perspective will force us to also see things forwards and backwards. Studying this principle helped me overcome my noob habit of drawing longer forms to depict distance instead of drawing over forms. What I understood from this is that you can make your drawings have the illusion of distance without actually having to draw them longer. All you have to do is to draw over them and draw smaller forms as you approach the vanishing point. I'm sorry for the lack of a better explanation. I'm still trying to fully understand this concept as well. Values refer to the degree of lightness or darkness of a color or tone, and understanding this topic can greatly improve your art. You will be able to make more detailed and realistic textures and materials in your drawings. That's pretty much all that I could share on this topic, because my own understanding of it is still on the shallow level. In this drawing, I just added some shadows as I see them in the reference without fully understanding how it works. But the drawing looks better now, don't it? That's why I think mastering values is the last checkpoint. And that's about it. Once you've passed all these checkpoints, you should be able to draw anything now. The time it takes you to draw, however, could vary depending on the subject you're drawing. So at this point, you should probably think about what subjects you want to draw more, because the more you draw those types of subjects, the faster you can finish them. An art specialization, one might say. Some specialize in drawing landscapes, others in caricatures or portraits, comics, anime, and many other things. Me, I'll be focusing on character design, because I'll probably spend a lot of time drawing the characters for my games. Well, that's all for me. I hope you find some use or insight from watching this video. Let me know if you liked it, or have something to add, or correct. Thank you.